I mean, he's the light of my life. He's my everything, and I'm just so excited about our future together.
Beneath the stains of time.
Well, for the first time in his life since he's taken out of my home, he is actually flourishing and growing.
You are someone else.
He's like participating in his life and excited about his future.
9 years ago, Michelle lost the right to care for her son Noah. She'll tell you, those were 9 very dark years. For the first 5, she wasn't involved in Noah's life at all. That's when Noah, now 15, went from group home to group home.
He didn't thrive. He was miserable. He was angry, and he just wouldn't engage in the program at all because he was angry about being there. He felt like it was punishment.
Feeling miserable, Noah would run away any chance he got.
Horrible. It's a terrible, terrible experience to have. Just know that your child's out there running around in the streets and you have no control over it.
He still did it. Went AWOL his first few days here at Victor's non-public North Valley School and Victor Treatment Center's residential program in Santa Rosa. That is until Victor's highly trained interdisciplinary staff of psychiatrists, licensed clinicians, and residential counselors earned his trust. Here, youth learn daily living skills, values, and social skills in a relationship-based cooperative environment. With a high staff to youth ratio, the home-like atmosphere and individual attention felt safe to Noah, and he and the staff were a team, working together. They involved his mother, too, every step of the way.
Victor has created a reputation of taking the youth that struggle the most in the state of California and that have really failed in other placements. Victor has stepped in to be able to say, yes, we will work with them, and you know, in many cases try to do whatever it takes to be able to help them be successful.
It was here, Noah says, he first connected with licensed clinician, band teacher, and karate coach Richard Beaudrand.
When I first came here, I didn't really trust him, and I started running away a lot. And then once he said, I'm going to help you try getting out, that really opened a big square for us, a big spot in that moment of period, time. Because no one's offered me that help before.
His goal was to go home, and when he figured out that that's what we shared with him as well, as his goal to go home, and that we had a plan for making that work, and his mom was involved in that, and you know, the house manager was involved in that, and all his house advocate and all the staff were really working towards his goal to go home. But he made that commitment to stay and work it out.
But since he came here, his running away incidents have gone from 11 days out of 15 to 0 days out of 15. It's been over 2 months since he even tried to run away. He has a social life. He's doing well in school. He has his singing thing that he does with the school, and he's thriving. We're a team. We're a team that all work together to make his life successful, and that's really important.
Like Noah, the dream for many of the kids from kindergarten through 12th grade living at one of the 4 Victor Treatment Centers and attending their non-public schools is to be able to go home. The non-public North Valley schools also have students, though, who live at home and commute to the site.
Victor, to me, is just a positive, nurturing type of atmosphere. You know, they're really nurturing my relationship with him.
This place is basically, in a way, heaven for a group home. Because you get a lot of freedom. Not like other low 14s. This feels like it's not a level. It feels like you're just here to be here and good. But if you're not acting good, you know what happens.
Keith Adams is a behavioral management specialist at Victor's North Valley School in Santa Rosa.
The 3 things we strive on here at North Valley School is we want our kids to have personal control. I mean, you have to be personally responsible for everything you do. So I want them to have personal control in all their actions. I want them to have independent living skills, and I want them to be educated. Noah didn't like to rule structure. And I would like to think that the strong structure we have, the nurturing part of our program, the things we offer, he fell in love with the program.
Noah, just like the other kids here, is benefiting greatly from the full 5 days a week of intensive treatment offered at each community-based residential site. All the sites offer intensive stabilization, life and social skill development, and support in a trauma-informed environment. It includes medication support services and a full range of specialty mental health services.
The mission for our whole program is to be a catalyst for sustained improvement in everybody we touch. So again, we're trying to build relationships, we're trying to build structure, we're trying to build independence. I expect them to be my neighbors. You know what I'm saying? I expect them to be citizens in my community. I expect them to have jobs just like I do and be able to be productive citizens in the community.
Look how tall you've gotten. She used to be shorter than me.
Productive citizens in the community. That's exactly what Victor's longtime barn manager at its Reading site, Gretchen Hackley, focused on for Faith. When Faith came to Victor's North Valley School and the Victor Treatment Center here some 4 years ago.
This is my kicking out.
For getting Faith to love animals at first, never mind herself, was a huge challenge.
Faith came here about 3.5 years ago. She was really shut down. She was quiet, didn't want to talk. Her inner turmoil was just traumatic. I mean, she had some awful things happen to her. She would be standing up at the school looking down at the barn. So I waved her down one day and said, come on down and see the cat. We have a cat named Aggie. She was a feral cat that had kittens down here.
He was like my first animal that I fell in love with. Let me feel happy, let me feel like I was wanted.
I have her come down here and I'd have other kids be working with the horses. And she said, you know, I kind of would like to pet the horses. I said, well, then go ahead. And she looked at me like, you trust me?
A professional working at Victor's equine-assisted psychotherapy for more than 20 years.
To help you think about working this as a team.
A unique horse program at the school and across the state.
Good dolly.
Gretchen knew exactly what to do for Faith.
She started helping me with the horses with the kids. Then it happened. I mean, she wasn't shy anymore. Everything I had taught her had started to come out. Confidence, self-esteem, personality. I mean, she's just started blossoming. Victor Youth Services is the only school I know that has a program like this. And I know there are riding programs, where they can learn how to ride horses, things like that. But to actually be able to grow to this extent, I don't think any other program has this.
I love her face. It just makes me feel like I'm connected. I want to, I have someone there for me, and I could talk to him whenever I wanted to.
Tim Welch is a former executive director of Victor's North Valley School at the Reading site. He's got some 44 years in this business.
It's science-based. It's not just playing makes a difference.
Gretchen says she's sure if Victor and its unique programs didn't exist, Faith would have never come this far. But now Faith is hoping to take over Gretchen's job someday. And Gretchen tells us she feels confident this once young, frightened girl will be up to the task.
I think magic happens here every day. That's one of the things that's special about Victor. And I think it's primarily on the basis of the very precious relationships that kids establish with adults that they learn to trust and to develop.
And trusting Victor's veteran staff, longevity is key here.
Each piece has to
and something the agency takes great pride in.
This is not about getting rid of anger. This is about recognizing something that happened and how we're going to deal with it. So there's your pot.
Art therapy and ceramics classes at Victor's North Valley schools have also been very successful.
Yes, but remember, you're only going to hit one. At Victor, this kind of therapy is very important because it gives children more opportunities to access what's good inside of them, what's strong, and helps them to problem solve in ways that no other type of therapy can do.
But problem solving doesn't happen in a second. It is the staff's consistent positive feedback, along with a willingness to involve family members every step of the way, that Michelle believes has put her son on the road to success.
The whole entire atmosphere at Victor is focused on what he can do and not what he can't do, on his abilities rather than his disabilities. And that makes him feel good about himself. Thinks he's a rock star. He's very positive about his future and about his life and who he is. I never really thought that Noah was a college kind of kid. He has a lot of learning problems and stuff. But he stood up in front of the whole school last month and said that he wants to go to college, and I believe that they can make it happen for him.